Victoria International Airport is one of the coolest airports in Canada. Today, we'll be touring the airport to evaluate infrastructure, amenities, and all you need to know about mid-sized airports in Canada. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Welcome to Victoria International Airport, everybody. We've never took a look at a mid-sized Canadian airport here on my channel, so today we're really going to be diving into it, and I really like Victoria being our example here, as it's kind of a hodgepodge. There's some different infrastructure types here and just so much going on, so I really hope all of you are excited for today's video. Let's just go ahead and get started. So if you don't know, Victoria is a smaller community in southwestern British Columbia. It's south of Vancouver and northwest of Seattle, so it's a really cool airport with a variety of different air service. WestJet leads the pack in terms of destinations, especially in the seasonal department, but there's plenty of service from airlines like Air Canada, Alaska, Air North, Pacific Coastal Airlines, and others. So this is going to be really great, and I'm excited to dive into the infrastructure, as once again, it's pretty unique and kind of a hodgepodge as to what you can see throughout Canada at these mid-sized airports. So let's just go ahead and get started with the first shot, and we'll proceed from there. This first one, as you can see here, is pre-security, with security being in the middle. What I like about this shot is you can kind of see the lower roof here to see what the airport kind of used to be like, but then the next shot I'll show you, you can really see where the airport's gone. So really cool to note that. And you got the currency exchange there on the left, and you also got some seating here in the middle with Hertz and Frithie here on the right for the rental cars. So definitely plenty going on in this shot, and you can see the security line pretty long there, as the summer travel is really big here, and WestJet has a variety of seasonal destinations I'll talk about later. So definitely a popular offering in the summer. But here's what you can certainly see with Victoria, going from those lower roofs to this really cool architectural design. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be representing, but it's really cool nevertheless. So you can see it's a really neat kind of point design. Again, I don't really know what the correct verbiage would be here, but certainly a bunch of really cool infrastructure to take a look at here, and also the big beautiful windows, which is really nice. Even though it's not sunny there all the time, there's still a good amount of sun in summer, so you're able to really take it in like we did on this particular day in July 2023. So definitely love to see that, and plenty going on there, to say the least. This shot's also kind of cool once again to see kind of the hodgepodge, like I said. So you can see the roof looks a little dated, but then the walls look much better. So you can see kind of that wood vibe they're going for there, which is really nice. Security over there on the left, it wrapped all the way back throughout the concourse building here because of how busy it was. So really interesting to note that, along with the floors as well. So this shot definitely goes into good detail here, so you can see exactly what's going on. You also have some cool waterfalls here on the left, which is really cool. So there's definitely some cool features throughout that you can observe here at airports like Victoria, so we absolutely love to see that. This shot's really good to show you what the ticket counter looks like. So you can see there's links there, which unfortunately is not flying anymore, which is unfortunate, but swoops there as well, among others. So you can see kind of how busy it can get in here. Again, walls are really nice here at Victoria. The pillar pieces are also nice and refurbished, but the floors and roof just look a little bit dated. So this is a really good airport to kind of see where these mid-sized airports started relative to where they're going. So obviously the walls in this case are definitely the newer part of that. So that's definitely really cool to observe. Stanchions also look nice, so certainly a bunch of really good traction going on over here. This was really interesting. I wasn't expecting this from Pacific Coastal, but you can see my boarding pass here. Actually, this is the only boarding pass I've ever got, and probably will ever get, that has a YYJ on it, which is the airport code for Victoria. So I've never had a boarding pass had a airport code on it. It also has a colored theme on the bottom there with the green, blue, and navy. So I thought that was really cool. So it was definitely really awesome to get such a unique boarding pass like this. And overall, I thought that was super neat. So overall, very happy about that, and definitely a grand slam in reference to the boarding pass. So very unique, and I think it's designated to Victoria, so really cool that they do offer those there. So overall, that's really sweet, and definitely a very unique design in general. So very happy to get that boarding pass in a grand slam, to say the least. Newer walls once again, but you can note here that they have a 15-20 minute security wait time on this day. So definitely interesting and really cool with the Canadian security, which we haven't talked about much on my channel. The major difference is this shot right here. You can see where you have to put all of your liquids and other items like that into a bag, the gels and all that too. This is common around the world, but Canada enforces it heavily, as you can see here with this banner. So you have to get them all out of your bag and put them into another plastic bag. So definitely interesting to see there, and you can see all the rules there. Have to have one per person, so on and so forth. So it is interesting to note that too. So I thought I would go to that first before coming back to this shot. Here's kind of what an outline of security looked like. You can see the time already went up to 20-25 minutes by the time I got this snap. So you can see here they have the bins there, and it's pretty easy. The Canadian bins do vary significantly as well. Some of them are longer than others, and the width can also vary too. So it's definitely interesting to note how much variation there can be. But yeah, it was a little, you could tell Victoria wasn't made to have 20-25 minute security wait lines. But in the summer with peak time, some of the seasonal destinations that WestJet serves includes Cancun, Las Vegas, Puerto Vallarta, San Jose del Cabo, Toronto Pearson, and Winnipeg, compared to just what they normally have, which is Calgary, Edmonton, Kelowna, and Vancouver. You can just see the amount of demand that goes up with those additional flights. So definitely really interesting to note it here, along with all the other carriers which are here, which are Air Canada, Air Canada Express, Air Canada Rouge, Air North, Alaska, Flair, Keymore Air, Pacific Coastal Airlines, Porter Airlines, and WestJet Encore, which is WestJet, of course. So very cool to note that for sure. Okay, here's a look at the flight board, actually, speaking of which, so you can see what was going on at this time of day and how busy it was getting there in that 11 to 1 p.m. hour. So you can see Air Canada with a flight to Montreal, WestJet with services to Vancouver and Edmonton. We have Pacific Coastal to Prince George, Keymore Air to Friday Harbor, Toronto on Air Canada, Flair to Edmonton, Swoop to Toronto, Alaska to Seattle, and Air Canada to Vancouver. So you can see typically the board from the months of October to, let's say, May usually doesn't look that packed. So here from really May to September, June to September, whatever the approximate range is, probably June to September. That's what the board typically looks like. So you can see how busy it can get. I'm sure on Saturdays it's also packed. So it's really interesting to note these small or mid-sized airports for Canada and how much additional air service they get during those months. So you can really see that here. And of course, I was there during that time too, so you can really see what's going on. Here's a good look at what their security detection systems look like. So this one is by Smiths. It's fairly similar to some of the older US ones, and I did go through a couple of others at airports like Vancouver and Calgary that were newer as well. So we'll take a look in those videos at what newer machines look like, but you can see the older machines definitely have some similarities. The real similarity definitely comes with this machine right here as well to the US ones. That looks pretty similar, so that's pretty interesting to note. It's also worth noting that I don't know if this was this particular case. I know it's not exactly this airport does have air conditioning on the inside, but many facilities around this area, like various hotels and other accommodations, don't actually have air conditioners because these places were made with the intent of having the windows open in the summer, and then of course it gets cooler in the winter, so they obviously have the heaters. So it's really interesting to see that they have fans in here. Again, I'm sure it was fine, but it's just interesting to see how the air conditioner can't keep up with some of the local conditions out there, since obviously it's not as hot there year round relative to other places like Tulsa, Oklahoma in the United States. Now you can see this shot here and just how nice the infrastructure gets. The pre-security area still probably needs some substantial work to catch up to what the actual land side looks like here. So you can see a really nice building over here on the right, or rather store I should say, and on the left, just really good design there on the roof with the catty corner wood. I thought that was really cool. And also you can see they were working on a new vendor there on the left, and then you can also see here where the gates are marked, and just overall really cool signage. And the airport certainly is just looking super nice. So that was really great. I really like this shot. It's a really good one to encapsulate what Victoria's looking like. So they kind of have a Pensacola-like design. To better describe it, it's just one rectangle straight and then one on the side there. So they have a handful of gates on the port side portion. Alrighty guys, so as you can see with this shot, you can really get a good grasp as to how beautiful the Victoria inside here is on the Airside. It just looks so nice. So of course you had the beautiful roofs, and then you got the pillars, and then the wood everywhere too. It's just a really nice mesh of all the various amenities that you would expect, or not amenities, but architecture that you would expect. That's what I was looking for. I love the big windows as well. They're really nice on summer days like this. Again, it is pretty cloudy in the region, but when this light is coming through, it is super nice. So also very good signage. You can see gate 5 over there on the left, and then 11, 10, 9. So overall the design came together very nicely in reference to the design. And overall, I think it looks really nice. So that's definitely a huge perk there, and it looks really nice. So that's definitely really cool to take away from that right there. My computer needs to load because I just got done with dinner, so I apologize that it will take just a moment here. But anyway, really good to take a good look at this shot because it really is a wonderful view here at the airport. Love the sun coming in over there on the wood on the left too. So all that is really nice, and overall puts itself together really well. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So of course, I do have to include some plane pictures in here. How would this not be in one of my videos if I didn't? Here's a beautiful Flair Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 here at gate number 12. This aircraft is loading up for a nonstop departure out to one of its respective destinations. You can all see Rouge there in the back too, so that's definitely really nice here at gate number 12. And here's an Air Canada Rouge Airbus A321 pushing back that same one. This is Charlie Golf Yankee Foxtrot Yankee. And I believe this flight was going out to Toronto on that day. So definitely a really good sighting there of that aircraft, and really cool to note the pushback tug and the gate apron here with the layout of all the gates. So that's definitely really nice right there. And overall, that looks really great. So definitely cool. And you can see where they've marked out registrations in the past. This probably was a US aircraft, judging by that, or maybe some sort of European plane. So definitely really nice that Air Canada they got to take this aircraft. Here's what the restroom looks like. They did a really good job, or in this case, the wash closet, I should say, excuse me. Looks really nice, as you can tell. Really good job there by them to put it all together. And that was definitely one of the nicest facilities in the airport by a mile. So that was really cool to note. Here's another really good shot looking here at the bump out piece of the terminal. You can see here with the gate 7, 8, and 9. I really like the big numbers there on the wood. That's really cool. And they have the monitors in there as well. So it does look really nice. And I think they did a good job putting it together. And overall, it's definitely one of the nicest mid-sized airports in Canada by a mile. So you can really get a good grasp here. And also this piece right here is really nice too. So it's safe to say they put money into this airport, and it looks really nice. So that's definitely really cool to see. Here's a beautiful WestJet Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8, even though it says 737-8 on it, but obviously it's a MAX. This aircraft's loading up at gate number 3, which is the final jet bridge here on the corner. I don't know if 1 and 2 is on the left of it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but definitely nice to note this aircraft here. In the background's really nice there too. You can definitely get some really good views of what's going on, so that's really cool too. And then here's my aircraft, which will be the next video, the Pacific Coastal Beechcraft 1900, which we'll be doing a trip port on from Victoria to Vancouver. So what a fun flight this was. This is actually the Beechcraft 1900 Charlie variant, which I think they only have a few of these. I think it might just be one, relative to their D variant, which has the winglets, so, or B, whichever. I think it's a B actually, but this is the C variant, no winglets. It's a really cool aircraft. Charlie Foxtrot Papa Charlie Victor. So looking very forward to that trip port. Really cool design there on the tail as well. So this aircraft was docked up, and we are going to be flying on it very shortly. So I really hope all of you are looking forward to it. Victoria is a really cool airport, and it was really great to get to take a look at all these beautiful pictures and just overall the infrastructure of this airport. It's really great. Again, the destination list is long, so I gave you the WestJet ones, and then there's a bunch of really good service. They have service over to Montreal and Toronto, which is nice. Plenty of service to Vancouver, and even Keymore has service to Everett, Friday Harbor, and Seattle Boeing Field, so that's really cool as well. Pacific Coastal flies to a variety of cities as well. Kamloops is another cool one. Kelowna and Prince George, along with Vancouver, which I mentioned previously. And yeah, I believe that covers all the routes. Actually, Air North has service to Whitehorse on top of Vancouver, so that's really cool too. So certainly plenty of air service here, and they definitely got making rounds here at Victoria International Airport. So it's a really cool airport situated. One final note: it's actually 15 miles north of downtown Victoria. The harbor's way closer than the actual airport, so you do have to take a transit or equivalent to get up here, which we did take the bus, and that worked well. So overall, it's really cool. I would highly recommend it if you're interested in checking out a cool mid-sized airport here in Canada. But nevertheless, I really hope all of you enjoyed today's video. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name's Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love you do. My name's Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.